Hello, and welcome to Every Day It's Funny, the meditative morning show about newspaper comics. And we got a doozy of an ep today. It's the return of the interview style and a video ep. If you were to go to youtube.com and search Every Day is Funny, we got a vid for you today. And we have a great guest, my friend, Eric Tirtir. Eric, thank you for joining us.
I'm really happy to be here. Huge fan of the show.
Thank you. And first off, because we start every ep with a little coffee showing, you have quite a little cup. Now, I know this doesn't track well for people who aren't watching the feed, but this cup is really something to behold if you'd like to describe it at all.
I would say it's maybe like 3 inches tall only. Maybe 3.5 inches tall. It's completely glass.
Yeah.
And there's a handle on it that's also glass. But what's so interesting is like this part of the glass where the liquid is gets really hot, but the handle never gets hot, but it's still, attached.
It looks like
why doesn't the heat go over there?
It looks like something the Keebler elves would take out of their like finest cabinet for like special occasion. It's quite an interesting cup.
This is a special occasion, Adam.
Thank you. You stole it from the elves? I did want to begin by asking, now I know you to be quite a chiller of a man. You're a chill guy, at least in my eyes. So my first question was, are you really, in the spirit of this meditative kind of show, are you really the chiller you appear to be? And if so, how do you reach those meditative vibes?
Well, I am definitely a subscriber in this newfound Zen Chuckler genre.
Wow, this is the first recorded use. Let me write this down.
Yeah, write that down.
The new EDIF vocabulary, Zen Chuckler, which is a... oh man, I can't think of the fucking...
Zen Chuckler is... it's when something is both equally meditative and funny.
Beautiful. As if I didn't come up with that 2 days ago and can't remember that. But that was the first natural recorded use of Zen Chuckler, and I think we should make note of that. That's great.
Yeah, at 9:34 Eastern Standard Time.
You're saying it like it's a podcast in general. Sorry, so what you were saying? I got so distracted by the use of the word.
Yeah, I don't even know what I was saying, but I am an enjoyer of Zen chuckling. And meditative trance-like experiences.
What is that for you?
I think it's an environment that allows my mind to be free more than the substance of the experience itself. That is the Zen Chuckler. It's that the Zen Chuckler is kind of like a room you go into that allows you to be very like thoughtful, like that prompts a mental exploration. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it sounds like you believe it could be, it's all about the situation you create for yourself, not perhaps maybe not even the specific thing you're doing, but the thing around it that you inhabit, so that no matter what you're doing, you can approach it with that kind of mindset.
Yeah, and like to put it in like a more practical sense, like I find listening to EDIF podcast while biking, like I can get some new ideas. Like the act of listening to it, I'll kind of stop paying attention to you for a moment because like an idea will come to me. And I think that's a result of the Zen chuckling atmosphere created.
Okay, that was a half nice comment, and then half you do start listening to me. I won't forget that. didn't care for that last part, but.
But I guess to answer your question, like, am I really as Zen as I appear? The answer is honestly no.
But I think I'm the same way in that I think I appear a bit of a chiller, but internally there is plenty of anxiety to go around. And I think that is, I wonder how you, it sounds like maybe bike rides are a thing that you do.
Lately, yes. Lately.
I also know you to be much of a gamer. You're a bit of a gamer. And
huge gamer.
Big plug, which I have plugged this band before on the show, NA.
Thank
You're a
you.
great music creator, great musician.
Thank you.
I don't know why I didn't say great musician, but you're a great musician.
I like the term music creator. I like that term.
I guess
to be
what?
honest.
It's going in the dictionary.
Put that in, because the reason I like that is sometimes musician feels a bit highfalutin.
Mm.
You know, one thing about music, I don't even know why I'm talking about this, but I'm just going for it. You can cut it out. Is like, I find that it kind of the way musicians talk about music, it can sound like something that not everybody can do. But I at least have the belief that we all have music in us, and like you should go mess around. You know, you'll make something cool.
That's a far cry from my belief about this show and podcasting. I don't think anyone else can do what I do. I think I'm a one.
That's true.
I think I'm a one of one. I think you started off thinking I was serious there, but
No, but I think podcasting is harder than music, and I'm not being facetious.
that's fascinating because I think that most people would disagree with that just because of the nature of you need an extra bit of skill there. I mean,
yeah, of course. There's a lower barrier to entry to podcasting.
Yeah.
But most podcasts suck and are super lame to listen to. Period.
And
where
there's a lot.
You can kind of just play 2 chords on a guitar and it sounds pretty awesome.
Ramon style.
You know? Yeah. I mean, think about so I'll just leave it at that. That's why I think that. I was about to throw some podcasts under the bus, but I prefer not to.
You're gonna get me in trouble.
Yeah, sorry.
What I did before we get to the comics, and I do want to ask if you have any new words that you yourself have thought of for the dictionary, the new EDIF vocabulary, so that we can identify ourselves in public.
Yes.
I mean, I guess music. What was it? Music creator is.
Music creators. I don't know.
mean,
that might.
Come on. But do you agree with, because you're a musician or a music creator, our 8th commandment when we did the Church of EDIF string was keeping the Sabbath day holy, but specifically the Black Sabbath day of February 13th. I just wanted to check in. I just wanted to check in and see if that's something you agreed with. Where do you stand on Black Sabbath?
Yeah, that may have been the point in which I was converted.
The church?
Yeah, that was I kind of didn't want to get involved unless it took something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Where does Sabbath rank for you in all of music? Because I do think that being a part, and this is like kind of a disclaimer to everybody out there, being a part of the Church of EDIF, you do now have to say Sabbath is your favorite band.
Yeah, but just Sabbath.
As opposed to?
Well, it lets the listener fill in the blank. Which
black.
Sabbath are there
black? Are there many others?
I'm sure there's a band called Sabbath.
Or I bet there's like cover bands like White Sabbath, like they fun with it.
Yeah, or like, pale gray English Sabbath. Like for a rainy day in England, I don't know. That's kind of where I was going with it.
Do you like the band?
I love Black Sabbath.
What's your favorite tune?
You know what? I'm not going to answer that, but I'm going to answer I really have been getting really into their first record. It's like a very heavy psychedelic trip.
Well,
and I'm blanking on the name of it, which is super embarrassing.
I think it's called Black Sabbath because that
is it.
Because that is the in the Church of EDIF, we believe that you should keep the Sabbath day holy, the Sabbath day being February 13th, because that was the day in 1970 when Black Sabbath released their first album, Black Sabbath.
Well, I clearly still have some book learning to do, but yeah, exactly.
I could send you some scriptures just to check out.
Yeah, get me that literature, because I am a reader.
Voracious?
Voracious.
Beautiful. Let's get to the comics. Yes. I'm gonna try and share my screen, and I do hope that if y'all are listening on Spotify or Apple, give a moment, go to YouTube, find the link, because it's fun to follow along visually sometimes. Let's start with High and Lois, and you can read that right here.
Yeah.
All right. So we see their son Chip walking through the woods with a buddy, and Chip says, "Where are we going?" The buddy says, "To my to my special spot." And then he says, "It's a dead zone. My parents can't call us here." Okay. What is your immediate reaction? Because I gotta say, I was worried right here in panel 1. What was going to happen, because a buddy says to his friend, "We're going to my special spot." That could be a little. Listen, I don't want to give any super deep.
It's funny because I was gonna dive right into what you're alluding to.
I mean,
I'm not even gonna pull punches here.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna guess that this was made. The author and artist of this comic is like 40 years old, about, or maybe older.
Mhm.
And I believe it was a thing in when they were kids that porn would be hidden in the woods.
Oh, see,
dudes would like go to the porn stash in the woods.
I wasn't even thinking that. I was thinking he was gonna come on to the friend.
Oh, okay.
Like this.
Okay, that could also work.
But I mean, let's be be clear. In frame 2, we were disillusioned with that idea, and it's purely because he doesn't want his parents to call, which, like, you can not pick up. It doesn't really make a difference if you're in a dead zone or a normal zone. And like, what are they gonna do in a dead zone in the woods? I don't think they're alluding to like weed smoking. I think they're just gonna be sitting in the woods.
That's why I think it's masturbation, Adam.
Joint. Oh. Okay. This redhead. This is a normal. He's here pretty much every day. Then maybe twice a day.
Yeah, he's like a regular '80s teenager, but it's 2024.
Yeah.
You know, the blonde kid is like, dude, dead zone's no good. We can't use our phones. And he's like, no worries, man. I got some magazines under a bush.
Oh, so they came there with the Okay.
That's how I'm choosing to interpret this.
This man is filthy. I don't like him. I don't like what he's standing for. Oh man.
We thought this was gonna be a family show today, guys. We're very sorry.
That's right.
But keeping it real.
Listen, we're keeping it real, and you got to keep it real. Let's go right above here to Mary Worth. Now, have you been following the Mary Worth saga on the show at all?
Did we have a Mary Worth episode yesterday?
Yeah. So Mary Worth has been pretty much.
Give me a flashback of what happened yesterday.
So Mary Worth, there's this guy named Wilbur who lost his goldfish, and lost as in it died. He didn't like misplace it. And suddenly his daughter came to visit unannounced, because his daughter was visiting his wife, her mom, and something happened where the mom threw the daughter out earlier than expected. And now the daughter has come to see Wilbur and stay with Wilbur, and is alluding to this mother altercation, but it's not really clear what happened. And now the daughter is going to visit Mary Worth, where Mary is instilling some wisdom about how to deal with her mom.
Okay, so we're gonna fucking learn something today.
Yeah. Isn't it? Man, it's a shame that, like, I just gave a presentation that, like, I've never done a work presentation as well as I just said the plot.
Really?
Mary Worth. Yeah, this is too, like, instilled in me now. It's kind of sad.
No, we're not gonna see that as a sad thing. What we're gonna see that as is your potential peeking through.
Wow,
one day you're gonna give a presentation like that on a fucking film or whatever.
Oh, I thought.
And everyone's gonna fucking clap.
Maybe I should go do a TED Talk about these newspaper comics.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say except the plots. I offer no new input. Anyway.
And everyone's like, thank God someone went through this. Okay.
All right, so we got Mary Worth here. We're still in this conversation between Dawn and Mary. Mary says, "Would you and your father like to go to karaoke with me tonight? I know how much he enjoys it." Dawn says, "Yes, I'd love that. Will you join us on stage?" Mary says, Dawn, I'll join you for the evening, but not on stage. I need to build confidence in that arena. Dawn says, I respect that. You have to promise me, though, that you'll try it one day. Wow, speaking of music creators, I did not expect Mary Worth to go in a karaoke method. Also, kind of...
Why is karaoke bold? My brain was kind of hung up on that.
I was going to say, I love Mary because she's like the voice of wisdom in all these, and she really goes out of her way to make the people feel comfortable. I don't understand why she would pitch karaoke if she's not going to do it. Like, why is she...
She's like, what?
Why is she like, let's all go to karaoke? No, I'm not doing karaoke. It's like, all right, well, if you want to involve yourself in a hang, why don't you choose... Like, you chose the activity. Why don't you do something that you would involve yourself in?
Yeah, it's like your family does want to hang out with you, seemingly.
I don't know that this is her family. I think this is just friends.
Your younger friends, see, they're not like, ew, old lady, go away. No, I don't want to hang out with you. They're like,
they love...
All right, I get karaoke's a good idea and I respect that, but like, I hope you'll actually hang out with us at karaoke next time. Like, that's basically...
Mary's just gonna go drink alone in the corner, pound back. What song do you think Mary Worth here would sing in karaoke?
I think they're singing the backing track right now. Like, as a music creator, I'll harmonize with it briefly.
You think that's what Mary's gonna sing at karaoke tonight?
Yeah, the EDIF soundtrack. No, I actually don't know what she'll sing. Maybe she'll sing...
I think I know what she's singing. War Pigs.
Oh, you went with the Sabbath tune. I was gonna commit some heresy and suggest she was gonna sing Gloria, Gloria. Even though I just sang that out of key, but you guys get the idea.
I bet she would. I think she would rip a mean Bridge Over Troubled Water. Like doing
like a Aretha Franklin version.
Is there an Aretha Franklin version?
Yes. I'll send it to you. There's a video on YouTube where you just get an over the shoulder of her at the piano from like 1972.
Whoa.
So you even get to see like exactly what she's doing on piano the whole time. It's amazing. It's a little gem I found on YouTube. I'll send it to you.
Beautiful. Interesting with Mary. I hope we see the karaoke come to fruition because I do want to see this side plot of them going to karaoke. I hope.
Yeah.
All right. Now the real meat and potatoes here. Have you been following Rex Morgan, MD?
Yes.
Okay.
This one is fresh in my memory.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm kind of avoiding showing the strip yet, but yesterday we're now learning that the bully who was beat up by his father has entered the emergency room, and I think there will be a meeting between both the bully and Parker. Parker still sits in his hospital bed, and that's where we're meeting him today, talking to Corey yet again. I
think this is really gonna sell the newspaper subscriptions. Like, this is the pivotal moment. This is like, you know what I mean?
You mean
all the editors are looking forward to this scene, right? That you just set up.
Oh, I hope. I'm seeing right now, I believe we're reusing some illustrations because these are definitely some of the same drawings I've seen in the past. But we got Parker laying down. Parker says,
fuck.
Despite what he did to me, I hope Randy's going to be okay. Corey says, there you go, being the better person again. That kid put you in the hospital and you're still concerned for him. Parker says, yeah, well, when your own parents don't want you, Jesus, you tend to sympathize with other kids having family issues. Corey says, I can see that. Makes me feel lucky for the family I have. Wow. All right. So we're just talking for no reason at this point. We're saying this.
Man, we really set it up too. I was like, this is the thing that's gonna sell the paper.
I knew.
Here we go.
I knew. If they're reusing illustrations, I knew they were gonna basically say the same thing in the dialogue.
Well, I was actually like really feeling like it was gonna actually get to something pivotal today from listening to yesterday's ep. So To be really honest with you, I'm pretty disappointed. Like, the reused frames at first didn't trouble me. It could have been a Space Ghost, coast to coast kind of thing.
Ooh,
You know, because that show's dank as fuck.
yeah,
And they're just reusing, like, the same 4 animations, which they themselves didn't even make. It's from, like, a old Hanna-Barbera show
Yes.
that they're redubbing. So I was like, maybe these comic book artists are, like, super heady.
Do- Do you like Parker?
No.
This is like the real trouble with this comic. Like, this is the person that we're really supposed to be sympathizing with their struggles, and like, I don't like them at all. But like, even here, where they're very mature and they're looking at things very from a kind of an adult perspective, a mature perspective as a kid. Like,
Yeah.
this dude clocked me, made me the laughing stock of the school, but
I'm hospitalized.
and in that same day I'm saying, like, yeah, it's all right, like, he has his own problems, I fully understand the situation, I sympathize. Like, that should be like, wow, this is a very admirable kid, and I still don't feel that way. Like,
Yeah, cause it's, you know, it feels a little psycho to be like that when you're still on the hospital bed
Yes.
on the same day.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
still
like, I don't believe you. Like, you're like, you know, you look like you're running for mayor right now.
from a hospital.
From the hospital bed, yeah.
There's always these like comments when your own parents don't want you. It's like, all right, are you really being accepting, or are you just like trying to flaunt your misfortune?
Right.
Like, I get it and I sympathize. I'm just like, come on, Parker. And it's also just taking too long for the bully. Like, we know
It's a timing thing.
we know
It's a
the
timing
bully's
thing.
gonna be. We know this is gonna happen. So, like,
Yes.
when's it gonna happen? Can we just get to it so they can talk it out? All right, we do have to comment something in the spirit of the show. Do you have any idea for what we could comment? How about we comment, like, based on Corey saying that kid put you in the hospital, and then we could have Parker saying, like, yeah, dude, but I love hospitals. The nurses, the doctors, the rooms. Like, I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, like this is like a novelty.
This is like a vacation away from school where kids are punching him in the face.
Oh my god. Adam, that's really clever.
All right, so
That's like also really sensitive and sad and dramatic. Like, no, trust me, it's safer for me here. Don't feel bad.
so we'll give the setup. That kid put you in the hospital, and then
Yeah.
Parker will say, I love hospitals.
Have you had the Jello here?
The nurses, the docs. Have you had the Jello here? Nobody even punches you in the face here.
Was it?
Hospitals.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I actually think you really pulled it together there, Adam. We were kind of floundering for a couple minutes.
Send.
I'm really impressed.
Let's,
See, guys, this is why not everybody can fucking podcast.
yeah,
All right.
this is just me, baby. All right, we'll see if that gets any likes. It might be my downfall in the comment section. All right,
We'll get back up. Don't worry about it.
there we go.
Every day is a new funny day podcast.
So as we wrap up, do you have a new word?
No.
And what is no the word? Because that one's taken.
Yeah.
Yes.
No's not the word. Yeah, it is taken. It's unfortunate.
What if you guys, like, I got a new word. No? God, buddy. No one's ever told him
Yeah.
in his life. That's why he comes up with that. How about
I feel like I could do a lot better.
a word for that kind of glass when you're enjoying your morning brew? Give it its own new name. The Keebler.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, that I was gonna say Keebler too, but I'm thinking of the suffix I want here.
Oh.
Isn't there like a word for like an old word for cup that's like flagon or something? Am I remembering that right?
Old word
Like
for
a
cup.
Like a flagon, FLAGON. Could you have your intern look at that?
Yeah, he is doing nothing. Flagon. But it's a large leather metal glass
Fuck.
vessel, and this is.
Okay.
How about an
Yeah, this is
anti-flagon?
Time. A Keebler anti-flagon?
A Keebler anti-flagon.
One word though, not hyphenated.
Keebler anti-flagon.
Keebler anti-flagon.
Okay. Yeah, that's a nice subtle way to show you follow EDIF, using a
Yeah.
subtle thing in a conversation like Keebler anti-flagon.
Yeah, like I was having a great espresso, my Keebler anti-flagon this morning while listening to EDIF podcast and clicking like and clicking subscribe and following and joining the newsletter and
There's no newsletter.
bookmarking the Podbean site and commenting on the Instagram posts and commenting on the YouTube videos. And by that time, I finished my coffee and my Keebler anti-flagon.
Wow. And that'll be a noun.
Noun. Yes.
A small cup used.
Glass. Small glass.
Small glass, presumably made by the Keebler elves.
With a strange property where the glass handle does not get hot, even though, you know, the rest of the...
With strange handle properties used for Morning Joe.
Yes.
Beautiful. Wow. Well, I think it's time we wind down for this Friday.
Okay, I'll go back to harmonizing with the background music.
This Friday, July 19th. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Check out the band NA. And remember, every day is funny.